Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast and brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, bidding you hello, hello, hello. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing week. Hope you guys are surviving out there in this world crazy world. Definitely hope you guys are getting your NCAA college basketball. We got the Final Four. I know right now in the information it says the live 4 number 1 seeds with Jeremy Lapidus. I'm sorry, I'm not as handsome as Jeremy is, but we're here to talk about professional wrestling. I do not know why it is not updating, but we're here to talk about professional wrestling. Something better than the NCAA tournament, something better than the Super Bowl, something better than the World Series, the Stanley Cup, and the Larry O'Brien Trophy. It is yours truly talking professional wrestling. So let's get and dig on into it. But before we do any of that, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that tips and donations link or that super chat. Whether if you got a burning take or something you just want to ask about professional wrestling, or just something you're dying to get off your chest. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity. But in terms of talking sports, there's going to be some disagreements. There's going to be some hot takes here on this podcast. Consider your hot takes absolutely 1,010% welcome. I welcome all challenges. I welcome all questions. I welcome all statements. If you guys want to take over and be the host, I can sit back, hang out, grab my favorite beverage, a nice cold beer, cold root beer for that matter. I'm just, anyways, moving on. So make sure you guys hit up that super chat. So don't be shy, drop your thoughts inside that chat. And if you really want to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets noticed and talked about on air, why not use that super chat? Go ahead and click that $sign. Anything you guys put inside that little chat box is going to be talked about, featured, even debated about on this show. Plus, it's a great way to support the channel. 1,010% here at the GSMC Sports Network. We do rely on your guys' kind, generous, donations that you guys submit, so we can keep bringing you guys all the content that you guys love so damn much on this sports network. We are super grateful, super duper grateful for each and every one of you guys who joins us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Obviously, everything you guys give makes a difference. So let's keep this party going. Let's get this party started. Let's keep the conversation going. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome, and together we will make sure this podcast is the best wrestling podcast in the whole entire world. And of course, if the super chats aren't your thing, go ahead and hit up that tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show to get some cool notifications when we go live, publish new videos, etc., etc. Just want to make sure you guys are absolutely 1,010% entertained. So without further ado, let's talk about our first segment. Obviously, it just aired. We have our WWE Monday Night RAW review live in the London, England, at the O2 Arena. John Cena kicks off Monday Night RAW, but he is doesn't even spare a second. Cody Rhodes comes out, the WWE Undisputed Champion, comes out to, and to be being brutally honest, I was not ready to hear John Cena just feel sorry for himself, come out, be a hollowed shell of himself, and just, keep talking trash to the fans. I feel like that's already done. So I kind of liked it how Cody Rhodes came out. Cody Rhodes, he brought something into the light that a lot of WWE fans, including myself, are speculating that is John Cena really that upset with the WWE universe, or is he just, a seamless pawn in The Rock's bigger plan? Which, by the way, I feel kind of bad for the London, England, or just the Europe tour in general from WWE. That I'm like, you never really got The Rock, during this build-up of WrestleMania. You never really got a glimpse or a special appearance from Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So I thought that was kind of messed up. I was like, okay, I guess wait till we come back to the States, whatever floats your boat. So, Cody, of course, acknowledged to John Cena that he feels like he's been lying these past couple of weeks. He feels like, John Cena, maybe he's hiding something. He hasn't said, what exactly is on his plate that's forcing him to ultimately, degrade the audience, turning his back on them, Superman turning heel and all that. John Cena, once again talked about burying talent. I kind of loved I really liked how he embraced that because, he was right. He was right. The WWE wrestling universe has always kind of blamed John Cena, burying young talent, because during the Ruthless Aggression era, there's only one star that really shined, and it was John Cena. There was a couple up, there's a couple of young stars like Alex Riley, but ultimately John Cena was the one to come out the victor and still be the WWE champion. He was talking to Cody Rhodes, telling him he is his chauffeur. Nothing better than that, and. Once again, he brought up facts. He brought up, once again, John Cena, cooking. He brought up facts about Cody Rhodes. How there's a lot of people in the wrestling media, cage side seats, ringside news, you name it. There's been speculations that fans have been feeling a little underwhelmed by this WWE Championship run by Cody Rhodes, and I'm kind of in the middle right here. When Cody Rhodes returned to WWE, I really didn't think of it as a big deal. As my wife was really pumped about it, but I was like, I know he did a lot of stuff in the independent circuit. He started a wrestling company with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, and Tony Khan, which is funny because John Cena brought that up, and it was pretty cool. I loved how he said, hey, I've been building wrestling empires for billionaires. You have just been basically stealing money from their sons. Kind of alluding to the fact that AEW, but then again, AEW, since they lost Cody Rhodes, has not really been doing that great. They're getting better, actually. So something that I can credit Tony Khan to is, stay patient. Stay patient. Don't do any overwhelming storylines right here. I feel like, AEW is... it needs a rebuilding stage. It needs a rebuilding stage, 1,010%. And, I feel like what's going to happen on Dynasty, which is going to, in my third segment, we're going to talk about predictions. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But, back to Monday Night Raw, I thought it was a good promo. Overall, like I said, I did not want to see John Cena come out and mope and, being a hollowed shell of himself. Cody Rhodes, said, hey, man, you're still my hero, but to be honest, you're being a POS. A piece of crap. So, and luckily, finally, we got some violence in this storyline. John Cena went for a cheap shot, but he got caught up with the crossroads. And this is something that the rivalry needs. It's about time that I want to see John Cena kind of... I know a lot of people are ultimately expecting him to kind of, you had, it was like, today? No, I think it was yesterday. It was a year ago. Sometime this year, around this time, it was a year ago that The Rock totally destroyed Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw. Left him beaten, battered and bloody in the parking lot with the rain, and it was crazy. It was pretty cool. So I don't want to see that. But then again, if it's something that's going to add a little bit of sustenance to this feud, which I've been ultimately kind of feeling like it's been lacking a little bit. And WrestleMania 41, look, it's going to be great. Every WrestleMania is, it's great. But with the matches and stuff like Jimmy, with Jay and Gunther not really hitting on all cylinders, the WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair is overqualified to fight against Tiffany Stratton. And, that kind of hurts to say because I do love Tiffany Stratton, but, it just doesn't really seem like she's ready. It doesn't seem like that 1,010%. Charlotte Flair, whenever she gets on the mic, she rips her. She buries her, and it's crazy. So I want to see something a little bit shocking. I feel 1,010% this WWE Championship will be one of the most shocking moments in WWE history. And at this point, it's not that I want it. Well, I kind of do. I feel like it's what needs to save the show. It's something that needs to happen for people to ultimately, because you had Paul Levesque take over WWE during this Triple H Paul Levesque era and give you WrestleMania 40, which was an absolute bombshell. Cody Rhodes finishing his story, with the help of, The Undertaker and the help of John Cena. And the fact that you kind of have to follow up something, it's not easy. That kind of follow up is not easy. But this WWE Championship match is going to ultimately be, I feel like, the cornerstone with WWE heading into this new year. And I feel like it's going to be great. And, I hope it's going to be great. I hope it's going to be great. The rest of Monday Night Raw, we have Tyler Bate back after a 9-month hiatus. Torn pec. Sucks. Glad to see him come back. You kind of saw him team up with his old tag team partner, Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne has been causing, ultimately havoc across WWE Monday Night Raw. And, even on NXT, challenging Trick Williams. I kind of, sort of didn't really like the reunion. I know that, Tyler Bate, New Catch Republic, I like the tag team. But, you basically erased every storyline that Pete Dunne had during Bates' hiatus. And it's, it's to the point where it's like, okay, like, so us as fans were just supposed to, accept this new tag team between Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, kind of refurbishing it, bringing it back to light. And we're just with, okay, so Pete Dunne, was a complete jerk, but it's a good spot for him. It is a really good spot for Pete. I don't want to see him fade away from WWE. I really don't. I ultimately thought he was going to go back to NXT and maybe win a championship or something. But, they kept him on the main roster, hoping that the New Catch Republic were, probably going to be. And this is something that the WWE Monday Night Raw Tag Team Division desperately needs. Rey Fenix is going to be on SmackDown. There's been backstage talk that they're not going to reunite the Lucha Brothers anytime soon. So, we got to be patient. You have the New Day, which I'm going to talk, let's talk about it right now. The New Day picking up that victory tonight against the New Catch Republic. So now you have the War Raiders, you have the New Day, which after the match you saw a confrontation, which is kind of crazy because Xavier Woods was he was getting pretty personal with the fans out there. Like there was this kid on the ramp that was like he looked absolutely like discombobulated. He looked so heartbroken, because I think in their eyes, even the dad kind of looked at him. He was like, wow, dude, you're gonna really do that to the kid? So they take, they take it personally, which is good for WWE, saving face. So now we have a tag team division. Now we're probably gonna get the War Raiders taking on Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods at WrestleMania. I would prefer WrestleMania, but knowing WWE, we're probably gonna get that match, maybe the Monday Night Raw, before WrestleMania or maybe after, which is a damn shame, which totally sucks. But then again, that SmackDown tag team division is going to be an absolute bomb. It's going to be a bombshell. It's going to be an absolute badass. I personally want to see, I want to see everybody going at it. I want to see Pretty Deadly. I want to see the Street Profits defending their titles against Uberto and also Garza of Legado del Fantasma. I want to see Motor City Machine Guns out there. There's all these tag teams that I'm like, it's great. There's, DIY. I want to see like a Fatal 5-Way or like a ladder match. Like a ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. A Fatal 5-Way would be badass. Or Tungaloa recently has been cleared from I've heard, according to backstage news sources and stuff like that, that Tungaloa is, he's ready to come back. He's ready to make a, return after that horrific injury at WWE Survivor Series War Games. So, maybe him and Tonga kind of get back into the fray. Because right now, the Bloodline storyline seems like it is a little bit dull ever since Roman Reigns won the Ulafala back from Solo Sikoa. Then Roman Reigns took that hiatus that he was off of WWE TV for quite some time. And then he just had Solo just lose. Then he left, and then he was nowhere to be found. And then Jacob Fatu looks like he's going to take over as the new tribal chief. And then you kind of just have you have Tama Tonga, dang it, kind of being on the back burner a little bit. So they need, if they want this storyline to fully develop and to continually kind of be in a cornerstone storyline in WWE. I feel like something needs to happen. Either Hikuleo comes out, Zila Fatu comes into the fray, or The Rock wrestles full time on Monday Night Raw, being like, "Hey, I'm the People's Champ. I don't give an F about the WWE Championship. I just want to be, the head of the table." So I definitely feel like that needs to happen, and I don't think it's gonna happen before WrestleMania. I don't think we're gonna get Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. But this storyline, I feel like it needs a little bit more in depth. It needs layers. It needs some more layers. It needs some more meat. It needs some overall just talent, attention, and I feel like this is then it could definitely blossom into something beautiful that is the Bloodline storyline that's been going on for the past 3-4 years. So definitely hoping for that. Rapidly picking this up because I am running short of time on this segment. Bron Breakker teams up with Penta, El Cero, Maido to lose against the Judgment Day. Obviously, misunderstanding. Backstage, Breakker was confronted by Penta. And, looks like it's going to gear up toward a fatal four-way match because you had Finn Balor kind of feeling himself backstage talking to Carlito, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Dominik Mysterio of the Judgment Day, saying that he's going to ask Adam Pearce to challenge for the WWE Intercontinental Championship once again. And, then Liv Morgan was kind of being like a little two-faced here, and then, she goes and she pushes Dirty Dom to kind of challenge, for the Intercontinental Championship as well. Next match, we have Gunther taking on Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso was absolutely brutalized. Gunther, playing the bad guy, chokes out Jimmy Uso, attacks Jimmy, gets him all beaten, battered, and bloody. He was even bathed in his own blood, Jimmy's blood. And, he tasted it, spit it out. He had the fans, screaming, "You sick, you sick." So I liked it. I thought that was pretty great. You ultimately have to villainize Gunther because for a little while there, especially after what happened at the King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, you kind of had people not warm up to Gunther, but, and then he kind of had this, I'm vulnerable, but I don't know who I am moment when he was, fighting Damian Priest. And now you have him as a full-fledged, complete badass, which is exactly what WWE should do. I feel like it's a little late, but then again, it's better late than never. So I personally, I can't wait to see this match between Gunther and Jimmy Uso, or Jey Uso. Now he's kind of fighting for his brother. But then again, you kind of had Jey zip tied, and I feel like if you're watching your brother getting absolutely demolished, it's a couple of zip ties, dude. You can break it, but it is what it is. It all part of the storyline. It was cool and all that. Gunther looks like a total jerk. Looks like he is, total bad guy. Like Michael Cole said, he was setting up the stage quite perfectly, actually. He said that Gunther, he's nothing but a bully. We have this man representing our company as the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is an absolute abomination. And, once again, setting up for, main event Jey Uso here. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. Next, we're going to find out Grande Americano is going to compete next week in Minnesota, the hometown of Chad Gable. So Chad Gable's that pissed off. We'll find out if he comes out and confronts Grande Americano, or if Grande Americano is basically Chad Gable. Logan Paul, is called out. He's called out by AJ Styles, obviously heading up toward a match for WrestleMania 41. Lyra Valkyria challenges Bayley for. She gives her a title shot because A, Bayley watches her back 24/7, and B, Bayley was the last one to defeat Lyra Valkyria since she became the inaugural WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. So we're gonna get that. It's gonna be pretty badass. Me personally, I want to see Roxanne Perez. I want to see Roxanne Perez kind of get into it. She's had history with both Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. She was the one who defeated Valkyria for that NXT Women's Championship for her second reign. So I want to see something like that. I want to see just something new. Love Bayley. But if you can have Roxanne Perez get involved in this match and they can have like a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, it would be it'd be great. It'd be pretty badass. I would love to see that invested on on the WrestleMania card. Next, we have the the main event. We have the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship with special guest Bianca Belair. Basically, Rhea Ripley, Sky, go at it. There's a couple times where Bianca was attacked. She did not disqualify anybody, of course, until the last 10 where it ended in a no contest and a double disqualification. Rhea Ripley went absolutely nuts, laid waste of Io Sky and Bianca Belair. This match is going to be a triple threat match. Pretty much, that not much of a surprise to really anybody, at this moment. So, this is something that the WWE needs. This is main event worthy, a storyline that's, kicking up right. You have the top 3 women's superstars in WWE, arguably. But you're going to have them kicking ass, taking names on the grandest stage of them all. Book my ticket. I'm down. I can't wait to see it. And, honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way. I want to see Ripley, want to see Sky, and I want to see the EST of WWE. All right, moving on. We have our WWE NXT preview. So let's go ahead and dig on into that. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, join me here in about 25 seconds. So hey, do not go absolutely anywhere.